Hi, and thank you for your interest in the Special Olympics North America Move Challenge. My name is Jeff Abel, and I'm Vice President for Local Programs at Special Olympics Maryland. And I'm going to be walking you through what the Move Challenge is and how you can get your school community and students involved. So the Special Olympics North America Move Challenge is an 8-week movement challenge measuring minutes of exercise and intentional physical activity. We will use a statewide leaderboard and a national leaderboard where students can track their progress against other teams in and out of the state of Maryland. And they can also earn some great incentives for themselves and their school. Participation is open to any student. We encourage schools to form teams or have individuals participate. And the Move Challenge is appropriate for all ages, grade levels, and abilities. Because the Move Challenge measures minutes of activity rather than miles or steps, students of all abilities can find success participating and do the activities that they enjoy doing on a daily basis. So as a competition, there's different categories. So students can enter a singles competition, form a doubles team, or even a true team competition made up of teams of 3 to 10 students. As said before, there will be a Special Olympics North America Move leaderboard, as well as one for Special Olympics Maryland, where we will be tracking the overall winner for doubles, team, and singles, as well as the winners in an elementary school, middle school, and high school division. Team scoring will be done using the average time of the team members. And so we know that a 3-person team might not earn as many minutes as a 10-person team, but that's totally fine. We will be taking the average of the team members. So this can be a team activity, but students do not have to complete their physical activity together in order to participate. Students on the same team can complete activity together, whether that's safely in person or virtually, or they can do it separately. And we would encourage teachers and school staff to consider how they can foster a sense of team between the students who are participating in a fun and a safe way. So some of those ideas might be to form teams of students in the same physical education class or unified physical education class. PE does count as intentional physical activity. You could hold, if you're able to, after school workouts, whether that's in person, do it safely or virtually with the students. You can encourage attendance at Special Olympics Maryland's virtual movement activities, which are live, virtual, and recorded fitness programs that will get our participants up and moving. They've been a lot of fun, and we always welcome more participants to join. For those schools who currently have existing interscholastic unified sports teams, or based on school restrictions, they weren't able to offer those this winter and spring, you can use those existing teams to form Move Challenge teams with students who are participating together or would be participating together. We always think it's great when we're working with students to encourage them to send emails or text messages of encouragement to their team members. Participate in Move Challenge Spirit Week. So we'll be communicating out, some weeks might be, crazy sock week where you're doing your activities and, posting those pictures on social media and those types of things. So participating in that certainly makes it fun. And then as teams progress and show up on the national and state leaderboard, recognizing teams and their accomplishments in morning announcements, on school social media, and other newsletters to continue to encourage the students and congratulate them on a job well done. So the physical activity in the Move Challenge is defined as intentional physical activity and exercise. So there's a lot more things that can be done than can't be done. And so we'll go through some examples, but please know that there are so much more many more things that can be done that I couldn't, even get on the list. So some things that could be done as intentional physical activity would be, as I said before, virtual movement activities, PE classes and any fitness classes, playing organized or unorganized or disorganized sports, including sports practices, playing outside, is a great way to get some intentional physical activity. Hiking or rock climbing, if the weather gets nicer, kayaking or stand-up paddleboarding, canoeing, maybe right now some skiing or snowshoeing or snowboarding, dancing and Zumba, great ways to get physical activity. Going for a walk or a run around the neighborhood, walking the dog counts, swimming, weight training, yoga. And as I said, so much more. Any activity that the student likes to do that gets them up and moving in some type of physical activity or exercise. But that doesn't mean that everything counts. So some of the things that wouldn't count would be things like walking in between classes. That's not intentional physical activity. It's just something that's done during the day, so that wouldn't count. Walking to the fridge for a snack or walking around the grocery store. Another example would be things like walking at work wouldn't count. You know, waiters, waitresses, and our bussers at tables, a lot of our students have those types of jobs. They get a lot of walking done, but wouldn't count towards intentional physical activity and exercise in this challenge. And the other important note is that physical activity minutes are counted equally regardless of how strenuous it is. So 10 minutes of running, 10 minutes of walking, 10 minutes of dancing, 10 minutes of weight training count 10 minutes equally across the board. So again, it's a perfect activity, this MOVE challenge, for students of all abilities to find success. Activity tracking. So as students compile activity on a daily basis, they're going to track their minutes from Monday to Sunday. It is encouraged that students use a daily activity log, and we'll provide a template to accurately track their physical activity each day. Students will then be given a website that they can go into and enter their minutes of activity Monday through Sunday. So they will need their team name if they're part of a team, as well as the minutes of daily activity for each day. And the activity from the previous week is entered at one time by Wednesday of that following week. So you can see on the chart, I have all of the dates of activity and when it needs to be entered. So physical activity starts being tracked on March 15th. So the first week would be March 15th through 21st. That's Monday through Sunday. And then by Wednesday, the 24th, all of the physical activity that took place between the 15th and 21st needs to be entered online. Similarly, for the second week, that goes from March 22nd to the 28th. And then by March 31st, all of that activity has to be entered. So students can get, and families can get into a rhythm with doing the activity and then making sure it gets entered online. We're going to ask that each school that's participating has a faculty or staff team captain. So team captains can coordinate multiple teams per school. So if you're one of those teams that, or one of those schools that has 3 or 4 teams participating, that's great. We'd love to see it. It doesn't have to be an individual team captain for each. It can be the same faculty or staff member. So we're going to be asking that this person serves as the main point of contact between Special Olympics Maryland and the students. So we would direct all communication to this individual, who then can be in touch with the students. Helping organize students into teams. So if you have 15 students who want to take part, identifying, are they signing up as 2 teams, 3 teams, some singles, some doubles, however that works. And then check in with team members throughout the competition to ensure accurate reporting and physical activity. As we said, setting up some of those group experiences if they can be done safely, and just making sure the students are having a good time. So the key dates and deadlines, registration is open now, and we're asking that all teams get registered by March 10th. Please make sure that gives students plenty of time to form their teams, get to that online website, and register before March 10th. On March 15th, that's the first day of competition, the first day that activity can be tracked, and that will continue for 8 weeks through May 9th, which is the last day of competition. And then by May 17th, given that last entry of activity, we'll organize everything, get the leaderboard set, and do an official announcement of leaderboard winners. So how to register. Everything can be found on the Unified Champions Schools section of Special Olympics Maryland's virtual movement page. So you can see the website that's there, virtualmovement.com/Unified Champions Schools, and then to the Unified Sports section. First, we're going to ask the teachers submit the intent to participate form, which comes to Special Olympics Maryland, and then distribute the registration link to your participants. This just gives us an idea of what schools are planning to participate and how many students we may be able to expect from each school. If registering as part of a team, students will need to know their team name. So it's important to form the teams. The students will register themselves individually, but if someone is registering under Centennial High School red team versus Centennial High School blue team, the students need to know that in advance before they register. We are also excited that thanks to our friends at Flag House and Special Olympics North America, the first 100 students registered will earn a Special Olympics Unified Champion Schools fitness kit for themselves or their school. The fitness kit will include a bucket bag with the Unified Champion Schools logo, one adjustable jump rope, a ball, a medium resistance band, a hoop agility ladder with 10 hoops and clips, and 5 cones. So these will be given to the school as students are organized and registered. And we do ask that they not just register, but they participate and complete the MOVE challenge. And schools can determine if they want to give the equipment to the students to use during the challenge or keep as equipment for future unified sports, unified PE, and unified fitness. It's up to the teachers. We understand that equipment that goes out to students might not come back from home. And so if you would like to keep this equipment for future use by the school for unified programming, that's absolutely fine. There's no expectation that the students get it individually. So you may have some students wondering how they can get some additional minutes of exercise each week. And I provided 3 great resources that your students can use, and all of which count. And as we said, so many more count. These are just some that we have available through Special Olympics. So the first is Special Olympics Maryland's virtual movement webpage. This is where students will first visit to register. In addition to the registration, there's going to be a calendar of events for virtual fitness classes, also a recordings of our past classes, and some other resources that students can use to get some additional minutes. The next one, really fun partnership between Special Olympics and the WWE for School of Strength. These are pre-recorded workouts with WWE superstars. They're lots of fun, varying degrees of difficulty. If you have students who enjoy the WWE, they will definitely get a kick out of these workouts. And then the last one are our Special Olympics Fit 5 fitness cards. These fitness cards are in PDF form, and we'll make sure the link is available. They're very simple exercises with no equipment needed, as well as very little space needed for all abilities. So a student could do this even if they don't have, a large basement or living room with lots of space. They could do this in a bedroom, in their driveway. They don't need to be running around finding equipment. I think just really good resources. So again, Special Olympics Maryland Virtual Movement, WWE School of Strength, and our Fit 5 fitness cards, 3 great resources if students are looking for additional minutes of exercise. Some last reminders for our students on how to best participate in the MOVE challenge. First of all, be intentional with the movement. They should identify activities that they enjoy, but things that are additional physical activity and exercise. Again, walking around the block after dinner certainly counts, but walking around a job does not. So be intentional about that movement. Be honest. It's a good exercise for students to be on the honor system. We really want them to provide an honest and accurate account of their results, their minutes each week. It's all about the exercise that we do, not about the false minutes that could be entered. So we want to be really honest and track those accurately and account for those on the website. Be safe. Really important, as we're out exercising, we want to make sure that we're following all local COVID protocol. you know, whether that's wearing masks or other things that local communities and schools require. And if we're going out for runs and walks and walking the dog and all that kind of stuff, that we're being mindful of traffic and being safe in general. Be social. So throughout the competition, it's a national opportunity. So on Twitter and Instagram, on Facebook, you'll start seeing that the hashtag SONA move. And we would certainly encourage you and your students to use social media while you're doing this. Post pictures, post videos, post encouragement. And that takes us to our last one, be encouraging. As you see posts that use the hashtag SONA move, give it a like, give it a retweet, and encourage students, whether they're your own or other students from across the country. Give them some encouragement for taking on a great fitness challenge. Follow SONA Move on social media if you can. I think you'll see some really great activity. And the last one, as our athlete oath says, be brave in the attempt. We really want this to be a challenge for students. And so that idea of going above and beyond, challenge yourself to do more than you typically would, challenge yourself to go that, you know, few more minutes, few more steps to reach those fitness goals, we think is important. So we really hope that you consider doing the Move Challenge with your school and providing that opportunity for your students. As we said, we think it's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be great to see that leaderboard, and we hope to see lots of Maryland students on that leaderboard. But if you do have any questions, please don't hesitate to reach out to our Unified Champion Schools team at ucs@somd.org. We'll be able to provide other resources, links to things if you need, or some clarification on registration or other challenge requirements. So thanks so much for your interest in the SONA Move Challenge. Again, we hope to see you and your students participating, and you have any questions, do not hesitate to reach out. Thanks so much.